Hi guys, welcome to my channel Tech, where we discuss latest technologies in the software industry today. As you have seen in the curtain raiser video, the third one in the playlist is on visibility. In this video, we will understand the types of activities that can be monitored by a cloud access security broker and learn about the insights that can be gained and how they can be improved from a security standpoint. So without further ado, let's get to the bottom of it. We have discussed one of the main functions of a CASB is that to monitor access and usage across multiple cloud-based applications, right? So when a CASB is monitoring, exactly what data does it collect and how can that information be used? What insights can you expect to gain from visibility into user activities? Let me explain. The figure here shows some of the data collected by a CASB, where it comes from, how can it be used, and other stuff. So when John asks to log into Salesforce.com, or let's say Mark tries to download a file from Box, we generate a lot of data related to the requester, the object of the request, and the requested action. This data can be captured by a CASB. We will look at each of these three components separately. Let's start with the requester. Information about the requester might include the user, like John, Mark, etc. It will also have a user's role. Let's say his role is an analyst or a VP of research. Then the device, it can be a laptop, mobile, desktop, the IP address of the requester, and the location from where the request was made. Next comes the object. In most cases, this object would be an application, a directory, a file, or a field of data. The third one is the action. The request will involve an action that the user wants to carry out, right? This might be to log into or log out of an application, access a directory or file, like create, modify, delete a directory, file, or data field, upload or download a file, share a directory or file with the other users, perform an administrative action such as changing permissions for a directory or file, or perform a transaction in an application. Next, from the diagram, we can see sources and output. First, we look at sources. The primary sources of data for a CASB are network devices such as firewalls, next generation firewalls, secure web gateways, and proxies. All of these provide information on what cloud apps users are accessing. Cloud applications, which record data on users, requested actions, the results of those requests. Example, did the login succeed or fail? Or was the file edited? Were the permissions changed? And last but not the least, a CASB proxy, which directly monitors the application access and activities. CASB proxies will be discussed in detail in the sixth video. A CASB can produce output in many forms, including nice dashboards which highlight key issues and trends, and detailed logs and audit trails, which provide detailed information for compliance audits, instant response, forensics, and risk management. Standard and custom reports, databases used for queries and advanced analytics. Dashboards are a very good place to start when you're learning a lot about CASB. A dashboard will give you a quick read on the current status of all the cloud apps being monitored and protected. Let's look at some of the insights we can find in this data. The first thing would be discovery of unsanctioned applications. A CASB can provide visibility into cloud apps that are unsanctioned by the IT organization. These applications can provide major security risks because they lack security features. You don't even know what the applications are, or simply because they're unmonitored. The IT organization can use a CASB to rein in shadow IT applications using a three-step process. The first one would be to discover any unsanctioned cloud apps, including the apps being used, the number of users, and the amount of usage. Then you categorize the apps into those that should be banned because they create significant risks, and those that can be ignored because they are rarely used or pose no risk, and those that should be sanctioned and supported by the IT organization. And the third one is to protect those sanctioned cloud apps by monitoring them and enforcing policies with the CASB. Some CASBs provide extensive information on the security features and the weaknesses of popular cloud apps. This information can be used to show business managers why their unsanctioned applications are a bad idea and to help enterprises select more secure cloud app vendors. And next come the users, abusers, and imposters. A CASB can provide detailed information about the usage trends for cloud apps. That includes which applications are being used, who is accessing these applications, and how rapidly cloud application usage is growing. This data can help you understand the user needs and plan for future requirements. In addition, a CASB can identify users who indulge in risky practices. Bad behaviors include downloading files with sensitive data to unmanaged devices such as home PCs, sharing sensitive files publicly, and authenticating directly to cloud apps without going through corporate single sign-on tools. Warning and educating these users can actually curb the risky behaviors. A CASB can also detect evidence of attackers using stolen credentials. Such evidence might include excessively large file downloads, abnormally large number of requests in short periods, access requests from new devices or locations, and repeated attempts to violate corporate policies. In the fourth video, we will discuss how CASBs can use sophisticated analysis to pinpoint abnormal behaviors, but many types of attacks can be identified solely on routine monitoring and standard dashboards. You can reduce the risk by monitoring the online activities of critical individuals, such as CXOs, vice presidents, and administrators, and key departments like finance, legal, engineering, and IT. These are the most common targets of spear phishing attacks. By keeping a close watch for indicators that top level credentials have been stolen, you will be able to detect and stop advanced attacks sooner. And next comes the sharing part of it. Information sharing is immensely complicated in today's cloud application world. Users can store and share files in business applications like Salesforce, Ariba, productivity applications like Office 365, Google Apps, and cloud drives and collaboration applications like Box, Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive. Users often make bad decisions when they set sharing permissions for files and directories. A user might invite groups to access a directory without knowing who is a member. Another might select anyone with link as a permission for file, like as shown in the figure here, and then email that link to colleagues. The user might expect the colleagues to keep the link confidential, but nothing prevents them from forwarding the link to everyone they know. In that case, anyone can basically access the file, whether that person belongs to the organization or not. A CASB can monitor which files are being stored in the applications and on cloud drives, what sharing permissions have been granted for every directory and file, and also which files have been accessed or downloaded by external as well as internal collaborators. About zombie admins and super admins, CASBs can identify zombie admins. Zombie admins basically are privileged users who have been inactive for several months. And unnecessary super admins, users of applications like Salesforce and Google Apps who have been granted administrative rights but never perform administrative tasks. Eliminating or downgrading these accounts reduces the potential for damage. If user credentials are stolen or accounts are misused, it can be a disaster. So cloud apps such as AWS and Microsoft Azure present a special use case for a CASB. Accessing the console for these services is equivalent to taking control of the administrative console in a corporate data center. Enterprises need to make sure the attackers don't alter machine configurations or remove instances or delete backups or take other steps that interfere with the applications running on the cloud platform. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have got a very good understanding of how visibility can add value to security. Visibility is more or less like read only, and then the actions that you take based on what visibility provides is what defines how secure your solution is. In the next video, we will look at how CASB can provide threat protection. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.